Hello! Shannon from the future, Shannon from the present, stopping in first before you watch this video. I recorded this back in 2023 when I was still in college and working at Barnes & Noble. I am no longer in college. I am no longer working at Barnes & Noble. A lot of things have changed since then, but I still really want to post this video because I had a really fun time recording it. Some things to note beforehand. I am so sorry about the audio. I have learned. I have a better audio setup now, and things are going to be better. Also, I no longer live in an apartment that has a constant ringing sound coming from the air conditioning at all hours of the day. That was junior year and senior year. Two separate apartments. They both just rang all the time. It made my mind melt. I did my best to adjust it to make it more bearable, but I did what I could. I'm sorry. I hope that you enjoy Shannon from the past reading This Is How You Lose the Time War. Also, say hi to Mo. So take it away, Shannon from the past. Hi! So, I just got back from work, and I was like, let's keep this momentum rolling. I work at Barnes & Noble. It's great. Love it there. And one of the many perks of working there is that you get a 40% discount on books. So, it fuels the book buying addiction. I'm doing better at reading the books when I buy them, but today... Hold on one second. Come here, buddy. Where Mo? My cat was locked out. He wanted to come into my bedroom. He's rubbing on my feet now. Anyways, today was an exception to that. I buy books and then I read them first. I still have a lot of books in my physical TBR that I do need to read, but there are some exceptions that just need to be made for the rule while I'm working at Barnes & Noble. This was one of them. This Is How You Lose the Time War. It's a very short read. It's not even 200 pages. Mo is continuing to rub against my feet. Hi, buddy. Yes, I love you. I know I was gone for a few hours. Do you want to come up? Yeah, go buddy. This is Mo. He's my little buddy. He's so cute. He's just my little friend. Wild going from a senior cat to a kitten. It's wild. The experience is wild, but I love him. I'm gonna try and read this in a day. Currently 4:27 p.m. Let's see how this goes. I gotta eat some food first, but then we're gonna get to reading. So join me. POV, you are Mo. He does this constantly. He just goes up to the floor and just flops, and he's like, now give me belly rubs. I'll give you belly rubs, little buddy. Yeah, little friend. Who's my good boy? Yeah, baby. Hi, buddy. And flop. Alright, sustenance has been had. You can't see these fully, but shoutouts to the book Leo, booktuber. I am heavily being influenced by her, but like, can't see it, but like the candles are in the jars, like she has them. They're just so aesthetic and beautiful, and I love it. But anyways, let's get into reading. Okay, I just finished the first chapter. I am thoroughly confused, but intrigued. I'm going into this knowing that it's one, sapphic, which is the biggest reason why I'm reading it, but also enemies to lovers. I've never read an enemies to lovers before, but I'm very intrigued to see how this is going because blue's already like, and red's the more standoffish one. So it's gonna be interesting to read a sapphic enemies to lovers. Oh, but yeah, thoroughly confused, but enjoying it. On to the next chapter. Quarter of the way through update, I realized on page 17 that I have no idea what the characters look like. I don't mind it though. I kind of like the fact that like the details about their physical appearance are very slowly revealed to be like, oh, how humanoid are these characters really? So I like that the authors are doing that. And I say authors because there's two authors of this book. But also, it's an enemies to lovers trope. It doesn't really feel like they're enemies. I understand that they're clearly working for two separate agencies. Beyond like their first interactions, it just seems like they're flirting. They're just flirting. They're just straight up flirting. And you know what? I don't not love it. It's just not what I was expecting, but I still really enjoy it. I am really invested in the characters and learning more about them and their nature and the nature of their agencies and what they work for, how they came to be, because like, it's weird. It kind of reminds me of The Matrix with Red's backstory. Very intrigued. Looking forward to reading more. Hello and welcome to day 2. Yeah, I didn't end up reading all of it, but I'm gonna finish it today. This window used to be covered entirely by this tree, but they shaved it. They left that little squirrel's nest up there, which I appreciate. It's cute. But like the window in the common room used to be completely covered by the tree, but now you can see out of it normally. Don't mind the screens being all torn up like that. I have a squirrel problem, but they're hard at work and they've been hard at work for a couple hours now. It's very loud and I didn't realize what they were doing until like near the end. And they're cutting more tree. I think they're just cutting down the entire tree. That's so sad. We're sad about this, aren't we, Mo? Yeah. This is a bummer, but you're so pretty. It was literally at my window this morning, and now it's there. This is so sad. This is so sad.
of my tree. Mo was also displeased because he loved sitting by the window and looking at the birds in the tree. And now he's not gonna get to do that anymore. It's so sad. Literally yesterday, could not see out this window. There was so much tree. Now it's a stump.
That's enough preamble. Time to get reading.
Okay, I'm a hair over halfway in the novel, and my biggest issue that I'm having with this as a written piece of work is that, like, I'm having a difficult time differentiating between the red and blue characters. I'm an English major with a writing concentration, and I'm literally taking a class studying advanced creative writing and publishing and everything like that, and we talk about like how to differentiate characters and all these things, and I'm done writing in classes on this and stuff like that. Not to say that I'm like, clearly I'm an undergraduate student and I'm still learning. I have a lot to learn, but like just knowing what I know, I'm applying it to this. I'm having a difficult time differentiating the characters. I'm still intrigued. I'm still very much enjoying this story and I like it. But like the characters just feel so similar, and maybe that's the point. Maybe that's the point, to be like they're from two rival agencies, but they're still like they're basically the same person. That's my biggest gripe. But if that's the point, then that's doing great. I don't not like it. It's just something that I'm noticing. Being halfway through the book, I still don't know what the characters look like. I'd like to know what they look like, but again, I feel like that's the point, where it's like just spies, mysterious, don't know what they look like, all that stuff, but like I want that. Also, the book is organized into two separate sections. One where it's like world building, and then the letters between red and blue. I gotta say, I'm really only interested in the letters part. The world building just kind of feels like not as interesting to me. Like it's kind of there, but like the letters has the plot, and it is what like progresses it. There's been a few instances where like the actual descriptions have progressed things, but like the letters are what progress it. I don't know, it's interesting. It's a very interesting way to write a novel. And I'm glad that I'm reading this because it's just, I'm learning a lot about different ways to write novels and stuff. And I'm enjoying the story overall. I'm curious to see where the second half will take me. Okay, so I wasn't planning on doing the 75% of the way through the book checkpoint, but I had an unintentional intermission because this stinky little man, I don't know, he has a hard time cleaning off his poop off of his paws sometimes. I think he like just steps in it and then accidentally gets it around. So I had to clean his paws. Stinky man, poop man, stinky boy, I love you. Anyway, I am 75% of the way through. So I had this on my TBR, and then I saw a tweet about someone asking for like gay books that have happy endings, and someone recommended this book, so I was assuming that this book would have a happy ending. I'm 75% of the way through, so I don't know if it does or not. But as it's going right now, it doesn't look like it's going to have a happy ending, so we'll see. I'm just gonna say if I think it's an appropriate ending or not, if it's happy or sad or whatever. The ending is what the ending is. It's what the story needs. I would like it to have a happy ending, but not to say like it'll make it a bad book if it doesn't have a happy ending. There's been 2 chapters where we really got clear descriptions on the agencies from both Red and Blue's perspective. Hi, Mo. He wants to say something too. And those were the most informative and clear chapters. And maybe I'm just dummy brain. I finally kind of have a general understanding of like what the agencies are all about, just from those 2 chapters that came like a little bit before the 75% of the way checkpoint. That's not to say that I wish it came sooner. I like the ambiguity and the uncertainty and how unclear it was, and like the just like you're on an adventure, you're watching these 2 women fall in love through letters. Let's just see what happens. So I've enjoyed that. It's a very interesting method of storytelling, but I'm enjoying it. I'll see you when I finish it. Okay, novel finished. So initial impressions to the ending. I felt like it was foreshadowed well, and it was done very elegantly. My rating is a 3.75 stars. I'm not going to go into any spoilers because I really think that people should read this. I will say, from a form perspective, there's a lot of purple prose in here, especially when you get to the last quarter. There was just a lot of purple prose. This story was not really strong in physical descriptions, but like that wasn't what this story was about, so it didn't need it. I'm just used to that, so I feel like I wanted it, but it's like I know that this story wasn't supposed to do that. It had these desires, but I understand like I'm just not gonna get that in this specific book because that's just not what the authors were trying to go for. I enjoyed the story and I'm glad that I read it. At times I got a little confused and got a little lost and was like, wait, who's talking? Because Red and Blue were so similar, which I think again is intentional, but overall I really enjoyed it. I'll definitely be thinking about this one for a while. And very quick read, probably spent like 3 hours, 4 hours reading it in total. Definitely would recommend. Yeah, thank you for coming along with me on this reading adventure. I will see you again in another one. But of course we've got to say goodbye to Mo. Bye, buddy. Oh, you're so cute. Shannon from the present here again. I hope that you guys enjoyed that video. I am again so sorry for the audio. You can tell this is my situation now. Things are better. Oh, sorry, Mo's so cute. I love when he does his little stretch like that. The next video is coming out in 2 weeks and it's a new release. Alright, present Shannon signing off. Bye-bye!